tolerant of air pollution. So a lot, especially the really fine ones, if there's much air pollution at all, they just won't grow. And that's why we're very lucky around here that generally we tend to see a lot of lichens on trees. We have pretty clean air, like locally. And if you go, say, to the River Findhorn as well, you'll see there's absolutely tons of lichens on the trees. Also when it's damp as well, you get a lot growing on there. When there's a lot of air pollution, if you go to the middle of a city, you rarely see many lichens. But this particular one tends to be more tolerant of some kinds of pollution, particularly when there's a lot of nitrogen around it, and it actually loves nitrogen. And it's interesting because so does elder. So elder loves nitrogen, and this particular, it's called Xanthoria, this particular yellowy lichen, loves nitrogen. So you often see them growing close, like on the elder. So it just shows again there's an association there. This is kind of somehow telling a story about what the soil conditions are like. And it's really common as well when you get a lot of elder growing to get a lot of nettle growing. And nettle is yet another thing that likes nitrogen, basically like very nutrient rich ground. So there's been a lot of livestock around, or even alongside footpaths where there's loads of dog walkers and lots of kind of nutrient enrichment that way. You get a load of nettles, and sometimes you'll get elder and stuff growing up. And then with elder, this is an amazing thing I love, is that with badgers, when you have a lot of badgers in an area in the woods, you'll often get a lot of elder springing up, and because badgers can live in a particular area sometimes for hundreds of years. So they live in a setting which is their collection of burrows, and often generational, so they're passed down from generation to generation. And because they have latrines, they basically poo in a little pit, and it's kind of territorial marking. They often have them near the setting. That's it, enriching the ground with a lot of nitrogen over a long period of time. And they're probably eating berries off the ground and stuff. So you'll often get a lot of elder growing right near the badger's head. So this is just like an example of this kind of long-term effect that one animal is having and benefiting the species. So then you get the elderberries, and then things like wood pigeons and stuff will come along and be eating the elderberries. And this lichen will come along, and all because this badger was pooing in this particular area. So you see just good examples of like how all of these things just connect together. So yeah, so that's elder. Easier to identify often when there's leaves on it, but even now, you know, as we were saying, it tends to look kind of, what did you say?
I said dead.
Dead, that's it, yeah, often dead. That's it. Often looks dead. The younger twigs have this kind of warty look to it, and there's fun stuff you can do with this that you can. I don't know if anyone's done like elder beads and stuff before. Yeah, you've done that way. So basically you get a stem of elder, don't you? And when it's live, it has this kind of spongy pith in the middle. And yeah, it's kind of visible there. So in the centre of it there's like a core of this spongy stuff, and you can push that out with you can use all sorts of stuff, don't you?
Like a needle, a knitting needle.
Yeah,
use a tent peg.
Or tent pegs, yeah, and you can cut it into beads, and it's all different activities.
You can string them, make them into bracelets. You can peel it, colour bits in, Sharpies and stuff.
Yeah.
Why do you need a mud kitchen again?
I didn't say you needed a mud kitchen.
No, I'm just saying, you can do all that.
Yeah.
Why do you need a mud kitchen for?
But again, that's something, if you knew you always had in your thing a bit of string, so then you can do that.
Yeah, that's what
I was going to ask, what are those things called again, Dan? The little magnifying that they flip out. What are they called again?
Either hand lens or loop.
Yeah, loop.
Yeah.
There's something I was going to say that are quite good. Instead of the big magnifying glasses for kids, you get these hand lens. Yeah, and it's like, and they're really good for like looking at lichen and moss and stuff.
Yeah.
They're not expensive.
No. Yeah, no, they're really good.
Yeah, they're really good.
Yeah, any kind of magnifying thing like that is good, isn't it? Just to kind of like really.
To have a really look.
Yeah. And for the elder flowers, so usually around kind of June time you'll have elder flowers, and you can make cordial and all sorts of stuff with it. And then later in the year you have the berries, and they have these kind of clusters of dark, kind of purpley red or purpley black almost berries, and they're definitely not good to eat raw. They're kind of mildly toxic raw. They go to give you an upset in the stomach, but the stuff you can do, you can cook them or make syrup and stuff like that with them. It's quite nice. And then wildlife-wise, supports a ton of wildlife, like insects on the flowers, and birds love the berries and stuff.
I'll try and find a thing with the elderberries and put it on the team. I'm sure there'll be something I can find on somewhere.
It is, yeah.
Oh, you mean in gin?
No, I didn't say gin, you did.
These fold-out charts, but even just looking like to see how many different shapes or types you can find. There's this really fine one here. There's one that's more strap-like.
Do they smell different, Dan, or do they?
That's a,
do you know?
Have a little sniff back.
Got my hat on for everything.
I do find they have some of them have a really particular smell. They remind me of the sea somehow, weirdly.
Yeah.
I think it's because of the
I thought that looked like seaweed.
But that dried seaweed. We were off at the roost because we were on the
Ooh, that's what you made earlier.